This episode was brought to you by the Host Hotel, located at 1860 Quebec Route 132, Kahnawake, Quebec. The Host Hotel has a restaurant on site, a store, and a Timmy's on location, and is close to all Quebec's entertainment. This episode was also brought to you by Pit Stop Convenience. Stop by 888 Route 132, Kahnawake, Mohawk Territory for your beer, wine, cigarettes, and vapes. And after you stop there, make sure you fuel up at Mohawk Gas and Mini. Mohawk Gas and Mini is a family-owned operated business located on Highway 138 in Kahnawake. Fill your tank and stop in and grab some pre-made meals, snacks, or your favorite alcoholic beverage. Offering a wide variety of vapes, tobacco products, and serving you 7 days a week. Thank you for bringing the Creators Game podcast to your community and supporting the growth of the Creators Game. Now let's start the show. Creators Game, episode 31. I'm Dale Miller.
Jay Smith.
Chris Vale.
Owen Rice.
And we got Owen Rice. Now we're going to get this started the way we always do. When did you first pick up a lacrosse stick?
First time I picked up a lacrosse stick was about when I was 3 years old.
And your family is lacrosse, like, some people have it. It's like a tradition in their family, or sometimes it's just like, oh no, in Kahnawake we play lacrosse. Which one was it for you?
It was kind of just like seeing my brothers play, and then I got into it. Like it wasn't like
It wasn't forced?
Yeah.
What kind of, knowing obviously, are you kind of related to all those races, like the Brian races and stuff? Who is it? Because some of your brothers.
I'm related to the Brian Rice, but my teammate Suggo Rice I'm not related to.
Mm-hmm. Then what's like your brothers, like they all play hunters and stuff like that?
One of them did. And he after junior, he stopped playing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so like you started at 3 years old, and then like did you like get into paperweight, or did you just like just pick up a lacrosse stick and start playing, or did you actually like get into lacrosse, like playing?
I got into it right away.
Okay. And then like were you when you got on the field or floor? Did you start
floor?
Floor. Okay. So you start on the floor playing box. You're 3 years old. Did you start out good?
Probably not.
No. When did you start to play competitively?
I think my last year midget, or like in midget.
And like, when did you first like start finding out that like, okay, like I'm good at this. I can, potentially do something more with this. It can be more than just a sport. I could make you,
In midget. Same year, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys win some tournaments and stuff that year? Or?
I think we only had provincials, but we lost in the semis.
Mm-hmm. And then you guys like, who was your guys' coach? Like you guys had a good team, or were you doing a lot of goal scoring and stuff like that? That you kind of knew like this is my thing. I think going forward.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you AP at all in minor to the Hunters?
Yeah, I AP'd a couple games at 15 for the Hunters.
Nice.
And then the year after that, I was playing until now.
Nice. And then what was that like when you first got the call from the management being like, hey, we want to call you get up for, as a 15-year-old, right? That's pretty young. And then playing versus some of these teams, and even your team probably has guys 21. What was that like?
It was exciting, but I was also nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Playing with older guys, and I don't know, it was good.
Did you ever have like any like, it seems like so far you've had like a pretty accelerated experience. Did you have any hurdles? Like, like I don't want to skip over like we kind of went from paperweight to like 15 or something like that. Like, what was that like development stages like for you?
Just playing like each what's it called, like paperweight and tyke and
but
that.
Were you always
division?
kind of the term lax rat? Were you always kind of like in tune to the game, like watching highlights and throwing it around at the local rink up here and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Kind of just all about the game.
Yeah.
Nice. And like you said, that obviously probably played a big part of helping your acceleration, right? Being something that's involved or invested in the training and the practicing, right?
Yeah.
And then like who were some of the core players that you played growing up with?
Suggo Rice, Satagantu Van Domlin, our goalie Casey, and it's like the main three who've been there.
The Van Domlin, is he the younger brother of the one that plays for Arrows?
No, he's the one who did play for the Arrows.
Did play for Arrows? Nice.
He's back this year.
Nice. And like we said too, like we just talked to Cayman earlier and stuff. What was that like seeing some guys that kind of went off to other teams, other reserve teams, or other just teams in general? You played last year, obviously, right, on the team that went to Ontario finals? What is that like kind of getting those guys back this year?
It was different, but I liked it. I missed having them on the floor.
Yeah. Like you said, just like some good buddies and brothers of the game, and even just probably too, right? Just make it a little easier to kind of get that extra firepower and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Outside of playing for like Kahnawake, have you ever like how many other teams have you played for, and like what was your experience playing it outside of other communities, if there is any?
For like just tournaments.
Just like outside of like, because I'm trying to still like trying to get to know you, right? So like, what's your experience in lacrosse outside of Kahnawake?
I played at like Lacrosse, and there's a couple tournaments in Vegas, California.
Like was California, was that US like box? Like how was that? Was that pretty fun?
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
It was
did you
big.
play with Logan Kane's team there? Is that the one you guys? That was, and you guys did really good. Obviously, I played it. You got the helmet and gloves fit you good. I know Logan got some stuff off us there, and even it was fun. I remember. I don't know. I can't remember who the highlight was, but. What was it like seeing Warrior Lacrosse? Do you remember they kind of posted you guys as highlights? You guys had the Warrior helmets, and I remember like Warrior doesn't really share a lot of stuff. I think somebody on your team made a nice goal or something like that, and Warrior gave it actually like posted the video.
No, I don't
you
think
ever
I
see
seen
that?
that.
Yeah, like I said, maybe they should have sponsored Logan Kane's team rather than just getting the team deal with us. But and then. You were saying Lax and I. Did you play in the kids version or the adults?
No, the adult.
This past year?
Yeah.
And that was with John Tavares and the good old legendary Dewey Jacobs as your coaches? Yeah. Nice. How was, what was that like? I know you guys were kind of shorthanded. You had kind of one of his nemesis, Deacon Not in net. And then like, did he kind of like lead the way? I know at one point, talking to Dewey at the time, I was like, because you guys were Club 24.
Yeah.
And then he was kind of like, hey, we're shorthanded. I don't know if some of those players that were supposed to come their D1 team, maybe it was conflicts, and you guys had a solid run out Deacon Knott, and then what was it like seeing DeHogan Andico kind of walk in? Was it the Saturday or the Sunday? Was that kind of like?
I think it was the Sunday.
Sunday, yeah, got some reinforcements here, and then and what was it like kind of having a guy like, I mean, John Tavares, he does a lot more winning than the hockey player, John Tavares. So like he's going for 3 straight, NL championships and maybe 3 straight mans. What was it like kind of, he kind of, I know it's a fun tourney, but did he teach you anything or kind of tell you some stuff?
It was just like learn like more about the game and like how like smart he is about it. And just playing with the Hoga was like,
Like you said, because like I said, he's been a marquee kind of player forever, right? And like yourself, like you said, you're just 18, so kind of like you said, he's a bit like a good solid bit older than you. So I'm saying, just like probably seeing how he kind of went about his pregame and stuff like that. And like I said, it is a fun tournament, so it's probably different than he does for the Bandits. But what was some other guys too on that team? I remember you guys had a good local core, right?
Yeah, it was a bunch of I think most of the guys on the team were from here. And then we picked up a couple guys from like 6 and
yeah, just a couple throw-in guys, right?
Yeah.
Who
were some of like your influences growing up? Like who do you who's a player that you try to like emulate or play like?
Like I guess I'd say like I always grew up watching Colton.
Okay.
And I guess him.
Okay. Like who's a coach who's like had some like real impact on you? I'm still trying to get to know Kahnawake. We just got here, so I'm trying to get to know like a lot of like your upbringing. So who's like some of the coaches that like really instilled like what lacrosse means to you? Like when you think about lacrosse, because you're gonna go out there, people are gonna watch this, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, 18, young. Like what does he know about lacrosse? So like, what do you know? Like what can you tell us about some of the things that your elders have told you about, or some of the things that your community members have told you about lacrosse and stuff like that? Like it could just be anything. Like it doesn't have to be super traditional or anything like that, or like when it gets to that part of the game, but like, like something even as simple as like leaving it all on the floor. Like what really matters? Like what really matters to you when you think of lacrosse?
Like I think we were talking to Daibo earlier. I was saying that seems to be a very two-way player, and that's what he said his dad helped instill with him. So just something like that kind of.
I don't know, I think our coach Kanuio, he kind of like taught me like to like keep like a cool head out there, and don't go out there like try to hurt somebody and just play the game.
That's pretty solid. Like you said, did you kind of made a lot of noise in the Rebels inter squad scrimmage this year? Have you kind of dropped the gloves a bit through the years?
Right
away. Yeah,
that was my first one.
Dale was like, "Oh, that Owen race, that was a pretty like good fight out there and stuff like that." And
I just go through the comment sections and I was just like, "Oh, okay, like this was a good fight." And then I seen all the comment section and everybody was,
just like we say,
lifting you up, boasting you. So I was like, "Okay, this guy might have something."
We talk about the guys like on some of the episodes of, especially maybe some of the junior BC guys and stuff, they're fighting with their helmet and gloves still on, stuff like that, right? And you guys, it looked like you had been there before, so that's why I kind of asked. And I'll just kind of seeing some Trevor Stacey highlights and decided you knew what to do.
I don't know, it's like backed up and just went at it.
Yeah. Like I said, and like you said, you're already kind of on the team, but I'm sure that kind of being even a young player, but still a veteran on the team, seeing him scrapping an inter squad, that makes shows a lot of guts, and kind of shows those younger guys like, hey, you got to pick your weight up around here if you want to stay.
Yeah.
How's the experience been having some Six Nations players on the team? That been cool?
It's good. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah. What do you guys do outside of playing lacrosse to get them to get people comfortable with playing lacrosse here? Like, what's something that you would do, like team building? Like, let's say you had a new player come in and doesn't know nothing about Kahnawake, but you want them to come here and feel comfortable. What's something that you would do?
Probably go golf. We go golfing a lot.
Yeah.
Do you guys hit the boats at all? We've seen like the marina and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of that. Nice.
Yeah.
So golfing and boating. Okay. What about you play hockey growing up? You're right by Quebec. Oh, we are in Quebec. We're in Quebec. I forgot.
He was more of a relaxer at the rinks, right? And going to the tournaments.
Never really liked hockey.
Oh, okay.
And then, like you said, golfing wise, like you guys kind of go as a team and stuff like that a bit on your off days. That's all right.
Yeah, I'll go one of the coaches or both, and a couple of guys. Just go out on the course, have fun.
Nice. Do you watch golf too? Any of the Masters or anything?
Yeah, I watched the last one.
Nice. Who's your favorite golfer?
Probably that Minimuli.
Oh yeah, that's all right.
Oh, we're getting into golf. What you're about how many more years you got in junior?
This one and then 2 more.
Okay, 2 more. Sorry. So yeah, 2 more technically, right?
Yeah, after this year.
And then do you have any ambitions of leaving Kahnawake, or do you want to play senior in Kahnawake? Like this guy,
I don't know.
Stuff right now.
Try to recruit. He's always recruiting.
Yeah. He said you got to wait a few more years till he's 21, right? And stealing from the Kahnawake Mohawks, right? You're so close to kind of winning the Ontarios and getting to the founders, and I'm sure like that's kind of probably your main mindset for this year and in the future, right? Is bringing that, like Cayman said before, right? You guys haven't won the founders or a president's cup yet, so kind of being that team to solidify yourself. So being the first to bring it home would probably be a big thing for this community as well, right? Just strictly box guy. Yeah, it's all right. And like some guys are like that, like we were saying before too, like, and that's where I was kind of wondering of the kind of high school aspect of like there's not much high school lacrosse in Quebec, and then you got to go to Vermont and stuff like that. Have you played any like field and stuff in Vermont, or like kind of in that upstate area, or not as much?
Not really. The last summer it was just like kind of like a beer league field I played, but.
And was that in Vermont, or was that?
It was like all around Montreal.
Montreal, that's cool.
Yeah.
Was that pretty good then? You like playing attack, a little long pole? Nice. Goal scorer, you said no long pole, huh? There we go.
What does Kahnawake need to grow lacrosse on, around here? Like your minor system. Is your registration low? Are people signing up? Do you need another arena, another rink? What is it that you guys need to grow lacrosse?
I think it'd be like kind of like the ILA.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like a box, like all year round.
A year-round rink. Yeah.
I know, like talking to a guy from, I can't remember his name. We would always see him through. Did you come down and play the Dreamcatcher tournament a couple years ago?
I did, yeah.
Did you? You guys were on Wales Rosette's team? Nice, yeah. And then talking to him, I remember that time we were talking about how like Nepean and Ottawa was kind of, if we get a junior A team, then we'll get guys from local Indigenous players from Kahnawake and Agosesni, and they'll come play for us. And like talking to, maybe it was even your dad, I can't remember. I was like, he's a good guy, and are you a fan of the mogul shafts? I don't know, this guy was always buying mogul shafts off us, but he was like, I was like, I feel like you guys really wouldn't want to go play for Nepean. You'd still want to come play arrows. And he's like, yeah, we would still like to, for playing junior A, would like to come down here and kind of play for these guys.
There was a guy that put in for a senior B team for this season for 2025. Was going to put it, I believe, in Napanee. And part of his application was that he was going to be able to access Indigenous players from Kahnawake, Akwesasne, Kahnawake. That kind of gave me a red flag feeling. I'm like,
Yeah, like you said, and like I said, I think a lot of those guys too like to play, come to Six Nations and stuff, or play for the community. Just like, hey, like we said, some guys come out here and play, right? We got some guys, and like you said too, it's probably different when you guys battle with Nepean, right? All throughout minor and everything like that, and junior and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think how do you think the game's going to go tonight? Like specifically tonight, because you guys are playing Akwesasne tonight.
It's gonna be a good game.
Are a lot of people like excited about this?
I think so. Yeah.
Now it's the home opener, right?
No.
It's not the home opener?
No, they're deep into the season. First time they're playing Akwesasne, though, Cayman was saying, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. We were saying kind of off camera before, maybe a rough one then, or
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it'll be.
And kind of like we were talking about the boxers and UFC fighters, it always seems like you guys maybe sign a tough guy, and then those guys sign a tough guy, best young boxers, and then they go out there and.
This is a good question. So now that like you kind of established yourself, we think that you're a fighter. Maybe that you don't think that or whatever, but we think that you're a fighter. I'm sure there's people, you have teammates that are looking at Akwesasne and being like, all right, who's going to square up with you? Mm-hmm. So who do you think it's going to be?
Square up with me?
who do you think is going to try anyone on your team?
You just got to tell Moon Chief.
And remember, Akwesasne is going to be watching this. And they're not going to see it today. They'll see it when it comes out. But who do you think likely tonight is going to scrap?
We'll just have to wait and see. Get your popcorn.
No, I want to hear names, and
so.
we'll see if it
know.
happens. You?
I can't. No.
No.
But like you said, obviously, like you said, you're not really a fighter. You dropped the gloves though, and you had I would say it is a lot of respect, because you hear a lot of stuff about, like, let's just say the Stotts brothers, right? Randy Stotts and Austin Stotts were always known as like they were great offensive scorers, but hey, they're not afraid. If you piss them off, they'll drop the gloves, and they've been known to beat a few guys up in their time, right? So obviously, like, that's pretty good. You don't always got to wait for the enforcer. Hey, I'll handle my own business if I got it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Who is the enforcer on your team this year?
I think it'd be Tylen Taibo or Warren Oaks.
Okay, and who would be the top goal scorer? Okay. Well, so last episode we had came in and he sat here and I asked him one question about hockey, and I was like, "Oh, you any good at hockey?" He goes,
"No,
I'm the man." No. That's what he said.
No, he's not.
Oh, and then I just asked you. I was like, "Who's the top goal scorer?" And same response. So we're gonna see.
I was wondering earlier, because I know like that Kerry Torrance was on the Aqui roster, right? And he just signed the deal with the Ducks. I didn't know if maybe he'd make an appearance tonight for Aqui. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe. Have you played for him before growing up? Yeah. And then are you buddies with him at all, or just kind of no? Just always been a rival. Yeah. It's probably cool seeing another hockey guy, right? And another Indigenous player getting drafted in the NHL. And that's why I know, like, he didn't play versus the Rebels in Ontario finals at the ILA, but he would just play the home games. So that's why I wasn't too sure if he'd make it out. Did you ever D him up? He was more an old guy, right? Or just kind of...
I don't think so.
No. Just each you just seen him out there on offense, and then he'd see you score some goals on offense?
Yeah.
What would that mean if you guys won a founder? What would that mean to Kahnawake if you guys won a founder this year?
It'd mean a lot. Like, first one ever. Yeah. Just to be a part of that group.
Like you said, too, probably even just hanging the banner in the arena, right? And like we said, getting the fire trucks ready to go down the road for the parade.
Yeah.
Is that is that what you guys do? You guys have parades and all that stuff? Like, we kind of have that on Six Nations a little bit.
Teams win usually, right? So that's why I figured you guys would be the first guys to really do that.
Yeah, I think one year we had 3 of our minors teams win, and we had a parade at provincials.
Oh no, they're playing with the lights over there. So
The lights are acting up.
yeah.
No
That's
strobe
that's
lights
because
here.
Vale's a witch.
Oh, yeah.
I said he's gonna have 3 goals tonight. How many are you gonna have?
Who?
I said Cayman. I say 3 goals in your future, and or just we gotta wait and see. Dave's got to buy me the popcorn because I'm too cheap, and then I'll eat it. And
I had to buy this guy dinner last night.
Yeah.
Wow. This guy had like 2 pieces of chicken.
Dude,
you were invited.
I text you how
You
many
were
times?
invited.
We're down in the restaurant. Come down. No. Then you go and buy Vale dinner.
I did the ribs
You
and chicken.
were
I didn't know they were
invited.
to give 2 big pieces of chicken as well.
I see how it is.
So tell me about Kahnawake. Where's the spot to go? Where are we gonna go tonight? Where's everyone go after the game? That's what I want to know. On Six Nations, we go to Yogi's. It's like a bar, not really a bar. It's like a community center.
The barn.
Yeah.
It's usually when the Rivermen want a fundraiser, they usually throw it there,
Yeah.
or his Warriors team needs a fundraiser, and
We have like parties there and
they'll sell
bands and stuff like that.
They'll sell some drinks, and usually they got a band called the Healers. Have any of those guys ever told you about the Healers ever? Any of those young guys? They're all the Whales, and those guys might be still a little too young. And good old Kenny Porter. You buddies with Kenny Porter? He's a good guy, right?
Yeah.
So what do you guys do around here?
I don't know. We kind of like all do like our own, not like our own thing, but a couple guys go hang out and
Go up to the city there?
yeah.
It's not too far, right? On
No.
the, where we're from, like it's a little bit of a drive, 20 minutes.
Guess
but, you know.
how far technically is Montreal from us here? Just like 40 minutes or a little
10,
less?
15.
Oh, 10, 15 from Montreal, right? Yeah, so that's like we were kind of telling the guy earlier today. We were like, he was like, oh, Six Nations kind of by Niagara Falls. And we're like, yeah, about an hour 20. And then he was, because he was trying to compare, we're like, yeah, about an hour 20 from the city of Toronto, an hour 20 from Niagara Falls. So that's pretty good. You got Montreal just 10 minutes away.
Yeah, it's real close.
You don't want to go to Montrealville, you'll get lost.
Yeah.
And then I actually asked
I got to
this,
get a Canadian's hat on.
I asked this last podcast as well. Like, well, what would you say your relationship like with like Quebec, or well, we're in Quebec, but like the French? That's always a question.
No.
Always good stuff. Yeah.
You never experienced any like racism in lacrosse or anything like that?
No.
No? Okay.
You got to remember, they play in the OLA, just even though they're located in Quebec technically.
Oh,
They still
okay.
play in the OLA.
We always experience that like around Six Nations, of people just saying wild things. So I just thought, there might be wild things being said around here.
No, not to me. No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's because you're a scrapper. You're gonna throw down on site. So what else? What can we expect for the rest of the season? We want to promote you guys as much as we can because, again, you guys are playing tonight. You guys aren't going to be able to see this until it comes out. The Junior B Hunters are playing the Akwesasne Thunder. So tell me a little bit about the game. Like, what can we expect? I want to know details, what you guys been talking about in the dressing room, what you guys been preparing for, because this is going to be your rivalry team.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So you guys have been talking about this for a while.
I think it's gonna be like high intensity game, like a lot of goals.
Is there any players on the other team that your coach specifically said we're looking out for?
No, like
Or like man up on this guy, or like anything, any pointers that you like, not to the other team because they're not going to see it, but like any specifics that like, oh yeah, we respect that they have some good players. We're looking out for this one.
not me. Like I didn't hear that. Like maybe like the defense did, but
Okay.
not back there.
Yeah, do you think their coaches have scouted you guys and said, we got to watch Owen Rice?
I think so.
Think so?
You think too, a big game like Brandon Francis is versus hometown. He doesn't want to lose versus somehow.
No.
Do you like we were talking to Cayman too as well, and kind of same questions. What's it like getting coached by him and a legendary guy like Brett Bucktooth?
It's good. I like it's a lot different from last year. But I like it.
Teaches some stuff. Like you said, the guy he's been around the block before, right? So I'm
Yeah.
sure he knows. And he's played both forward and D, and so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So like given the opportunity, let's say that like, a couple years from now you want to get drafted and stuff like that, where would you like to go?
Like what's your favorite NL team?
Probably Halifax.
Halifax, yeah, there you go. Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Okay, Halifax.
We'll talk to Kurt for you. It's all
Oh, this guy starts name dropping already.
I have a Halifax player that plays for the Rivermen.
yeah.
What did you think of? What did you think of the NLL finals this year? Any thoughts on it?
I thought Saskatchewan was gonna win.
Oh,
I thought they were
okay.
gonna come back.
I can say we were right in predicting the winner. We were way off on the score.
What do you think?
Yeah, we were.
There's been a little with the NLL of how like basketball with the 5 seconds for centers and stuff. What do you think about how? Do you think there should be a rule where the Bandits and other teams aren't able to put another defender right in front of their goalie? And do you think they should get rid of that, or just shoot
that's
around
good.
them?
Yeah, shoot around 'em.
Yeah, or shoot at him, so scare him a little, right?
Maybe.
You're not scaring Dawson. He got drafted as a goalie.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's ready to roll. What's some places in town that like are good spots to eat at and stuff, and some of your favorite places to go?
We were at 207 last night. The steakhouse there.
There's the brewery, the Kahnawake brewery.
Okay.
Yeah, they got like wings and pizza and burgers, and then there's the rail. I think that's it.
Is that your favorite? What pre-game meal or after-game meal? What's your go-tos?
Probably the brewery
Brewery, yeah.
after the game.
Now, I asked this throughout the last podcast, and I plan on asking the next one as well. What do you think that a player needs to do, like nowadays, to basically be like the LeBron James or the Michael Jordan of the NLL? Like, what does someone need to do to evolutionize the game, I guess? Or to take it to the next level, so that, a lot of times we talk about like players can get competent and get money and get deals and have all these opportunities. What do you think a player needs to do so that new opportunities can arise?
I don't know.
Not there yet?
No, I don't know. Never thought about that.
It's never like you never thought of like using the fact that you're good at lacrosse to get into acting, or using lacrosse to get into music, or just using different types of mediums to get your name out there.
I haven't thought about that.
What's kind of like equipment wise? What's like some stuff you like using? Like, what's your go-to stick?
A torque.
I was gonna say, are you like everybody else around us and it's torques, the OGs or whatever you can get your hands on?
The twos.
There you go.
Twos.
So like, I want any last minute questions here.
I'll say good luck out there, right? Looking forward to seeing you play, and like just seem to be one of the other good young players coming up in the game, and look forward to seeing some success in the future. Maybe an NL name called Draft Day by Halifax or one of the other teams and stuff. And just good luck in your career.
Thank you.
Final score prediction tonight.
17-8.
And how many are you getting?
Oh, there we go.
At least 3.
All right. Any last minute questions?
I'm good.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is another episode of the Crazy Game Podcast. Until next week. Peace.